Welcome in everyone to the Challenge After Show. Today, Pamela and I are talking about the Challenge Season 41, Vets and New Threats. It's episode 2. We used to hook up. And Pamela, I want to start off by saying I can finally tell the difference between Will and Jake now because Will is a crybaby who cries over a nothing burger hookup in the hotel, and Jake does not, at least not yet. So there you go.
Yes.
I finally figured out the difference between the two guys.
And I'd like to throw in a Ben in there. I think his name is Ben, the
Ben, the sports
sportscaster
broadcaster. Yeah.
that I can also now differentiate. This is the point, and I'm glad that it's only on episode 2 or 2.5 if we're considering
Yeah, right.
zero, where I am starting to be able to tell the difference between the rookies that are all like that looks similar. I can now I'm starting to differentiate. I'm
Yeah.
loving this. I can tell people's personalities. I like their personalities, and this shit's getting good.
Yeah, I think I finally got them all figured out as far as like, like who's who. Like I look at like, oh, that's Leo. Oh, that's Cedric. Oh, that's Jake. That's Will. Even though we haven't really seen like anything of Jake at all. But Will got his moment tonight. I'm not sure it's a moment that he wants to have on the show. But we're gonna break all that down for you right now. Let's get, oh, go ahead. I was gonna say overall thoughts,
No,
but if you have
I was
something
just
else.
looking at my notes. I see, I'm not at quite where you are. I was going to say, I know now those are not the same people. When I see them,
But you don't know their names yet.
I can recognize, right, that these are all distinct individuals, but I haven't gotten to the point where I know their name yet. So I had just had to look at Will's partner and who was that.
Well, and this is what's so frustrating, Pamela, because you know what? If they kept the partners the same through the whole season, wouldn't that be so much easier to be like, oh, Olivia, who we've seen on the show a bunch of times, oh, she's always with this guy. So that's how I can now remember. This is, and we learn at the top of the show, every single elimination. It's not just like every time, every once in a while, TJ, like I'm gonna just do it for fun. No, it's every damn elimination. They're getting a new partner. So now I'm totally off the partner game. I've just decided I'm rooting for individuals now. I'm not gonna worry about, oh, because you know what I'm thinking is if 1 week someone like Turbo, who I am rooting for because I think he brings great energy, entertainment, I don't want to have him leave early. I want him to be here to get in fights and stir the pot. If he's partnered with someone I don't like 1 week, I still want to root for Turbo. So like I have to go individuals now. I can't be like, oh, the Turbo team's my favorite. No, this doesn't matter anymore. It's all ridiculous.
Yes, Dan, I think you just nailed the nail on the head, hit the nail on the head, that it is not a partner's game. It is
It
an
is, but it's
individual
not. It's
game
it's weird.
played with
It's yeah.
different pairs each week because partners is a team. These people are not teams. It's changing every week. Don't love that, but I did like that it was fast. We have to do sort of just a quick, I like the way they're just rolling into the episodes now
Yeah.
without
Well, here's the
like,
other thing, Pamela. What if you don't like your partner this week? And for me, let's say it's a girls' elimination. I'm not working with this female. I don't want to see her on the show. Can I throw the challenge? Because in theory, yes, I'd get last place. I might become the hangnail, but I'm only becoming the hangnail if she then doesn't win the elimination. No one has to know that I'm throwing the challenge besides maybe the talking head, because obviously in your confessional, you let them know that you're throwing the daily challenge to get this person out of the game. You could do things like that now too. Because the hangnail thing we found out tonight, just because you become the hangnail, like what's her face wasn't even close to going into elimination. It was 11-1 in that nominations thing for her versus Tay and Adrienne. TJ says it different than I say, like Adrian. TJ was pronouncing it differently tonight, but I was like, I'm still going Adrian because I don't know how he's saying. He's saying like Adrienne or
I literally
Adrienne.
underlined like Adri, like the way he pronounces
He's
it.
pronouncing it a little differently than I would pronounce Adrian. So whatever. My point is though, is Adrian, even though she was the hangnail, didn't even get close. And even if she does end up going to elimination, she still has a chance, obviously, to stay in the game by just winning the elimination. But anyways, I
Yeah.
don't know. My point is, I just think with not having this partner even matter the next week, in theory, you could be like, I don't want this person to win or have. I don't.
Like
It's interesting.
any other gamble that one might take in the challenge where you're throwing it, there's a lot to risk. Like
Right.
maybe if your team, if you're the British Alliance and you get partnered with Bananas and they all want him out and you throw it and he has to go in,
Right.
fine, maybe that's worth it. But unless it's a very strategic move, I would
Right.
say,
There's really no, yeah, I agree with you,
right.
but I don't think it's going to happen very often at all, if not ever. I'm just saying you could, in theory, do this because you're not tied to this person after that week. And if you
Right.
really don't like them, it doesn't matter.
You could, but I would say it's it's a calculated risk. I mean, like
I want
maybe
to, you know what, Pamela, that might be the only time they do it. Maybe they will do it for bananas. Maybe if someone gets partnered with bananas, because you can choose your partner, and if you want to be like, I'm going to choose bananas so I can try to do something to screw up his game, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. Give me your overall thoughts of the episode, and then I'll go, and then we'll start breaking this down because there's a lot to get to.
Okay. Overall, I loved it. Again, my overall we sort of covered is that I'm starting to understand the difference between some of these people. So that's always nice when they start taking shape. They're getting a
Yeah.
little more molded in the clay. So I'm starting to know who they are. I like that it ran right into the episode and ran right into the we're changing partners. This is how it's going to be.
Hmm.
I have to say that overall, I have to take back. I remembered when Blue, spoiler alert, was in the elimination and she said, It's me, Miss Kitty Kitty Purr. I was like, oh, that's why she annoys me. I felt terrible for her tonight, and I thought she did a great job, and I felt actually kind of sad to see her go. She seems to me
Really?
like someone who learned how to speak like watching TikTok. Like everything she says, this is why I found her. I figured it out. She seems like a lovely, nice girl, but she seems like, you know how child actors on Nickelodeon are like, and I'm Madra Lee. Welcome
Yeah,
to Cute.
and it's crazy you say that, Pamela, because back in the 80s and the 90s, child actors were not like that. They were actually very real and they came off as real on TV. If you look like
Not children's tele, maybe actors in regular shows for children, but if you watch Nickelodeon in the 80s and 90s,
right, if you watch, I'm saying if you watch a Full House or a Saved by the Bell or a Boy Meets World is a great example. They're just like real kids. When you watch the TV shows now, like more of like it's not even now. I was like iCarly. That's totally not a show that's on right now. But they get more and more just like overwhelmingly annoying. And there you go. You stick your tongue out it because they're just
yeah,
ridiculous all the time. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
Anyways,
don't
go on with your
okay.
blue
But
comment.
that's how, yes, she seems like she learned how to speak by watching bad child actors. Everything she does is a little over and exaggerated, but I actually feel like I felt sad to see her go because I felt like she probably is a really nice person. If we knew her in real life, she'd probably be very likable. She's just, she's on TV trying to make her mark, being very gimmicky. But was sad about that and sad that that I felt bad for Blue. I felt like, God, that's a real example of your partner fucking shitting the bed and you
No,
getting,
well, that's interesting that you say that, Pamela, because I actually had the opposite feeling towards that, but I want you to stand up for Blue. And maybe you can explain to me better because I didn't really get what was going on there. We're jumping ahead a little bit, but in Side by Side, which was the daily elimination, Blue is very upset with Derek K.
Mhm.
Tell me what you think happened there because I want to then tell you what I think happened there. I was a little go ahead. Yeah, you go
I
first.
think what happened is I don't think she was like a puzzle expert. I think he was being, I think she wanted him to contribute and he was doing absolutely nothing. I think she was like, I need help. I can't, I'm struggling to do this. And he was offering nothing.
Okay,
She
I
was
see. I
like,
saw it. Okay, I'm glad that's what you saw. I saw it the other way, where I was like, maybe if you're not good at puzzles, you're not good at puzzles. So, Blue, you're brand new to the show. Step it up, and you offer some like inspiration or some thoughts on what to do here to fix the situation that we're in. It didn't look like Derek K was not trying. Obviously, he doesn't want to go home. He's been on the show for so long. His legacy is at stake. Let's be honest with Derek
right,
K.
right.
Didn't have a good showing the other season, mostly because of injuries. But I mean, that's going to happen. So I think he does want to be here proving himself. They showed him doing laps in the pool today, obviously trying to stay in shape and trying to do whatever to try to,
Mhm.
be a good competitor on the show. So to me, it was like, Blue, maybe Derek's just not good at puzzles. And we've seen him over the years. That's not really Derek's strong suit. Derek's strong suit is he never gives up. So why don't you offer
Right.
some ideas here to fix the problem? That's how I looked at it. I was actually more mad at Blue there. Like, Blue, you step it up then. If
Well,
your partner is just not getting it, and I'm sorry, but the purpose of that challenge was bullshit.
yeah.
Them looking at those cars going over, me as a watcher of the show, I saw a blur. I couldn't even participate in this challenge as a viewer. I'm like, if I can't see anything and I'm all my job is to do is to look at the screen where the car goes over, they don't know when the car is even coming, the little four-wheeler ATV thing. Look, we'll get into it more, but like
Yeah, because
I
I
don't know
had
what more
questions
Derek
about
could have done. It was really about solving it on the platform, just yourself. the car thing was kind of just like as someone said, a red herring. I was going to say it was a bunch of crap, but yeah, the
Mhm.
proper term is it was a red herring. It was something to make you think you needed to do that when actuality you just had to go solve a damn puzzle.
Can you explain that to me? Because then was
Well,
it bananas that cracked the code that was like the cars mean nothing? There's just a pattern.
I mean, multiple teams cracked the code. Turbo, who by the way, we'll
So
get into
what
Turbo.
was the deal? The cars were going overhead. This was all such a
The
blur to
cars
me.
were going overhead, and they did have the answers to the key on them, but they were going by with such a blip. You could maybe get maybe one or two little pieces of it, but not enough to really solve the entire puzzle. Because if you see one car go over, there was like, I think there was only, there's a blue car and a green car that I saw. Maybe there was, I know the blue car crashed and flipped over. Speaking of that, blue also crashed tonight and lost the whole thing. But the blue car was definitely there. So they're going over. You could maybe see one. They didn't have the whole puzzle was not on the underbelly of this car. It was maybe a quarter of it, if not less. So basically, people like Turbo and Bananas and CT, who we'll get into as well. This is what I'm saying. Like, yes, CT can't do endurance or maybe strength anymore, but he's gonna be a puzzle guy, and we know that the challenge is doing more puzzle stuff. Hello, CT can still have something going here, even though he's going to be awful at anything endurance wise.
Mhm.
Um, Basically, they had to go up on that platform and they had to solve the puzzle, and it was a mirrored image. So basically, if the top right looked a certain way, you could mirror that on the bottom left side, top right, bottom left, and then vice versa. It's like an X basically, right? So if you mirrored it this way, it was the same. Yeah, that's how they
No,
solved
I
it.
get it. I
And
just
some
would like
people got that
to.
and some people didn't. And Derek K, for example, to bring this full circle, did not understand that that was really the purpose, was to just take a piece of it and then you could cross-examine it on the other side.
I get that. And I usually they don't make sense to me, the challenges anyway. So I'm like, blah, blah, whatever. But I wanted to see more of this. Like, how did the puzzle start off looking? How
And
was it
that's
supposed to
that was the
end?
problem with this problem with this challenge, Pam. It wasn't meant for us to know anything. And at
Right.
first, I was like, this is gonna be an awful challenge to watch. But I wrote like I was upset, like I wrote it right away. I was like, oh God, this is gonna be not fun. But as I went down, I was like, oh no, this is actually entertaining, and we're gonna get all into that too, and why it was entertaining and whatnot as well.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to talk about before we get into the daily challenge is Jeremy, D, Sydney, Lekka. They decide they're going to form an alliance for the rookies because they feel like they're the strongest new rookies in the house. Janes and Tarzan is what they want to call themselves. And I wanted to ask you, Pamela, because I have an answer for this. I have something I was thinking about. Are they the four strongest new rookies? Is there anyone else that they might want to add to this group, et cetera, et cetera?
So we've got involved in this Jeremy,
Yeah.
uh,
D,
Lekka, D,
and Sydney. Sydney was the one that was running her
Sydney,
mouth, and she's like Miss Confidence and
Lekka,
whatnot.
D,
And I
Sydney.
agree. Mostly they have the core
And
four,
who's
if you
the
recall.
other girl?
Bananas
Sydney,
D.
Lekka, and who else? So there are
Sydney.
four
Sydney's the one
girls.
that's running her mouth all the time. I
Sydney,
think she's like
D.
isn't she like doing something with lawyer? Isn't she something
Hold
of a
on.
lawyer? Maybe.
Sydney,
Maybe not.
D, Lekka, and who's the other girl?
There's only three girls,
Oh,
and there's
three girls and
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy's
Okay.
the Tarzan. He has the long hair. Haha.
Um, I think they're the best. I don't
Rookies,
know
right. Can you
yet.
name
I
another
still
rookie that you
believe
think should be in consideration for this top four, Mount Rushmore, core four, whatever you want to call it?
I mean, right now I feel like Izzy and Tay are strong.
Well, Tay we saw perform well at the end, but we didn't know this go when they're having this
Yeah,
conversation. We haven't seen anything from
I
Tay yet.
know. The answer is I didn't feel like what you
Okay,
guys are clearly leaving out blank. Who do you think?
right. The one I was thinking about, and maybe he doesn't turn out to be anything. This guy Gabe, who's like this rugby star and the WWE superstar, he was paired with Cara tonight.
Yeah.
They didn't really perform well in the challenge, so it's not a great example. But I just think his strength alone. I mean, and I know WWE or WWF, like I used to call it, is in theory their storylines, and they have to have a winner and a loser. Good luck to the general public going out there and actually competing with those guys in any type of endurance strength match. You're not doing it. It's so hard to get to that level. So I just thought someone like Gabe, I thought could have been a good addition to their team, and you could have a strong starting five, as they say.
Unfortunately, Gabe is still in the bowl with Will, Jake, and Ben to me, so he hasn't stood. I don't entirely
Well, he
yet.
looks nothing like those other three guys, but yes.
He doesn't.
No, I mean, if you want to look up who Gabe is versus what a
He's
Will,
not
Jake, or
white and
Ben looks like, then
blondish.
you'll see why they're
Is he
different, huh?
not okay? He's not white.
He is not a white guy, I
Okay,
don't
okay. So
believe.
that okay,
Right.
because the white guys are all blending together and now they're starting to emerge, like their heads are starting to pop out of the soup.
Yeah, Will
I
and
thought
Jake to me were the
Jake
closest ones where
was
I was like, I don't know who you guys are, but now
okay.
they're finally separated. Anyways,
Gabe.
so
Okay.
that was my whole point there. But I agree with you, Pam. For the most part, I think they did assemble a really good foursome there. I think
Sure.
that's
I feel
strong.
like that they could use another guy. I
Sure, sure,
don't
why not?
know about, I don't know if they know yet about Gabe and that he should be involved. Maybe they'll bring him in.
I don't.
Um,
Eh,
it's
um.
early, but
Uh.
another guy would be good just to have it, just to
Yeah,
have
but
it.
I'm wondering, like, I think is no. I don't. I was to say like who. Here's my other problem. I'm trying to figure out, Pamela, who's in the British alliance and who's in the American alliance because I believe is Olivia kind of running the British alliance because she's paired with Theo and she kind of
He's
has
in
to
it.
be.
I don't know if
Yeah,
she's
like I
running it, but
well because they showed on the next on the challenge they're like, oh, big showdown, bananas versus Olivia. This team
yes.
versus this, so I'm like, okay, is Olivia really running the show? I don't know yet. We're gonna find out more next week. I don't jump ahead, but that's just kind of where I'm at right now, just trying to figure out where these big alliances are gonna be.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I enjoy Olivia a lot, sort of, as we discussed, a lot, sort of. I don't think she's a leader. I think
That's
Bananas
what's throwing me off. That's what's
Yeah,
throwing me off
Bananas
too.
has decided that there's like Olivia and her minions, and like Olivia's not collecting minions. I just don't buy that
Well,
at all.
that's the thing though that's weird though, Pamela, is like people that we wouldn't regularly think, oh, this is a vet that can hold down a huge alliance. Now that there's so many like 16 brand new rookies in here, people that have only been on the show a couple times all of a sudden become these vets that these rookies are like, oh, I should be looking up to this person or whatever. When in actuality, when you have like a Michaela there or an Olivia, to us as followers of this show for so long, we're like, no, it's CT Bananas, Derek K, that group,
I think what it
you
becomes
know?
at this point is Olivia and Theo are the figureheads of the whole UK alliance. So it doesn't matter that she's not really the puppet master of that. I think they are the figureheads
Yeah.
just because everybody knows Theo and Olivia's his girlfriend, and they've been doing this more than other people. Back to Derek K with Blue. Sorry, that is when I think there's a certain part of being a rookie when you're in an elimination like this. This is why I sort of defend Blue, although we know Derek isn't good at puzzles, where you need someone that's done this kind of shit before to take the lead. Like at a certain point, it's like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and you've done shit like this for 30 years. So please, like, tell me what to do. With Bananas, he said, I've been doing this shit for so long that I understand that it's not looking at the
Yeah, but
clock.
like unlike a CT and a Bananas who have decided to like let's be the most well-rounded people in the show that we can possibly be and learn every facet of this because literally not only is it for our legacy but also our reputation but also our payday because we want to make this like literally what we kind of do here. And
Mhm.
yeah, sure they have other branding opportunities. They have Bananas has his podcast, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure when they go on the challenge, not only is their daily paycheck a really nice chunk of money at this point, but winning the show, which by the way, do we still not know what they're winning here? Is it $1 million or not? What the hell's the money? I don't know. But my point is that money, $1 million plus their daily paycheck is more than they're probably getting for other branding deals. I'm sorry, but it
Absolutely.
probably is. So yeah, they want to become well-rounded. Derek K, on the other hand, for some reason, I mean, maybe he has and we just don't know about it, but like, has he really sat down and said, all right, this year I'm gonna be better at puzzles. Because it's become the problem is when someone like a Derek K, Bananas, and CT first started off on the show, puzzles were maybe once or twice throughout the season, if not non-existent. You didn't do puzzles. Every week was a challenge, as in a physical challenge, as in let's
Right.
roller skate in a circle and have to steal a flag from someone. The one that Brad won the motorbike on. That was when he did that. It wasn't like, okay, you're gonna solve a puzzle, then you're gonna run over here, then you're gonna solve a puzzle. It wasn't like that. Now it is like that, and I'm saying I don't think it's helping the show. I think we should go back to every week is a random, like I like random physical challenges, something that you wouldn't do in real life. Like they used to have all these over the water things where they had cars hanging up there, and yet remember when Leroy had that awful fall? Not that I want to see that again, but like things like when are cars going to be suspended 25 feet in the air and you're gonna have to climb on one to the other when it's raining water and it's slippery as
Right.
hell. Give me stuff like that again. I don't need
Did
to
of
see a
the
puzzle every week.
car jump off the cliff action star thing last season, although it was so, I was like, they were
That's
really,
dumb. Again, that was like you had to solve a puzzle and you just got launched off a cliff. That was again, it's not the same as what it used to be as far as
no.
like the daily challenges and the ideas they had. I don't know if it's just cheaper to do it that way. Like maybe it's a money thing. Obviously, puzzles, they can't cost a lot of money to do a puzzle. Like, I mean, they had to hire two stunt drivers. They had to dig a hole in the ground unless that hole was already there. I don't,
Well,
whatever.
listen, they got old folks in the show now. They
Well,
were
that's the other
all
issue.
20-year-olds at the same thing. It's like if you want to make it an interesting competition, it has to be mixed up. It can't just be jumping off of things or like the young
Right.
people
And like you
did.
also have to think like, do we want CT 25 feet in the air trying to jump around? Remember what he used to do? Remember like when he was obviously super in shape? They had to jump back and forth across this platform one time. All it was a hole, and you had to jump back and forth, back and forth. That was the whole thing. And you had to grab something. And you said, so entertaining. I don't know what, so
Remember the
simple.
bonk thing, the things that were swinging and you had to evade? Is that what you're talking
Yes.
about? The bonkers?
They get and that
Yeah.
doesn't even have to be high off the ground, Pam. That could be like 5 feet off the water, right? And they could still have to go through that whole thing, have the other people trying to hit them through the gauntlet or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
and have them fall. That would be much more entertaining than watching something like this. But luckily, I was able to find some things I did find entertaining, so we'll get into that right now.
Okay.
So,
Great.
number one, we see that Turbo and Leica come in first place. Now, Leica, like I said last week, I'm excited to see what she can do. But let's
Mhm.
be honest, this was all Turbo. Leica knows it as well. She acknowledged that I want to be with Turbo every week. She wouldn't have said it unless he obviously is really good at this puzzle thing. But you have to understand the
Mhm.
thing about Turbo is not only is he amazing at puzzles, which we've seen him not just do once, but season after season after season, he's shown that he's really good at puzzles. He obviously has the endurance, he has the strength. The only thing, and I'm sure he can swim fine. I think we've probably seen it, but I'm sure he can swim okay. My point
Yeah.
is, if this dude could just work on his social game, he might be one of the best challengers we've ever seen. I'm dead serious about this. Like he could really be one of the
Turbo?
best. Turbo,
He
he could
seems,
be. He's
and
not
he,
there because he can't. His social game, he sucks at it. He's just obviously he can't do it. And you're gonna see him get in a fight with CT later on. We see it. It's gonna happen. It's coming up. He's gonna mess everything up with his social game like he does every
it
freaking
does
season.
seem though like he's sort of trying. Like tonight, at least in this episode, I was like, oh, giggle Turbo. Like he was
And I'm
happy,
excited
he
to
was
see that more
hanging
that
out with
side of him, Pam. But
everyone.
remember what happened season one when he got paired up with Nani? He was just like he didn't really he was funny, like you just said. He
Mhm.
was just that funny Turbo. He didn't ruffle any feathers, and he made it all the way to the end. And didn't he won the damn thing, right?
Think he
He
won.
got first
He
place.
definitely won.
He got first place. Yeah. So my point,
Yeah.
that's my point. In season one, he did that.
Hmm. I mean, again, I think he was at that point just laying low and being like, I don't know these people, I've never done this. And it's normal to grow a
Yeah, but
little
if
in
you can win a
that.
million dollars by laying low every time, but maybe he felt he couldn't do that because now they know how good he is. But the next season he came in, he ruffled feathers. He went home like right away because he pissed off
Yes.
Nani and Anissa and whoever else he pissed off.
Jordan, chicken
Huh?
pussy feather, chicken pussy.
Well, no, that was from season one, wasn't he? Wasn't he? He wasn't doing that stuff for. He was doing that stuff
Uh,
for season two.
oh, I thought those anyway. I don't know, but sure.
Anyway, he
When
went. Then he comes back again, and he got mad about people being in his bedroom, which
yes, and then the air conditioning last season,
he
and
made the common room was his bedroom, but he was mad that they're in his
yes.
common room. Come on, Turbo, what are we doing here?
Yeah, no,
Um,
he was picking stupid fights. It does seem like he's sort of trying. I know we know he's like roommates with CT, right? So maybe
Yeah, but now
I
he's
don't
about to get in a
know.
fight.
We
Isn't he
know
about
they're
to get
gonna
in a
get in a
fight with
fight,
CT?
but
Yeah, right. But then, yeah. So we'll see. So my point is, I think Turbo could be in that top five
yes,
echelon of male competitors. I don't want to. I want to. I'll separate the two. But like, I just think he could be in like that top five. But I don't know if
agreed.
I don't know if he'll be able to get there. So
Uh,
tell us in the comments if you think Turbo could be a top five male competitor on the challenge, or is Dan just going crazy
no,
talking here?
I think for sure because he's also someone you don't want to go against. I don't want to go
Heck
against
no.
Turbo ever. If you give me a choice between a bunch of people and Turbo, the other bunch of people are gonna
What is Turbo's real name? It's going to be something like John Smith, and I'm going to be like, oh, that's like The Rock is Dwayne Johnson,
Turbulus.
huh?
I don't
You know what I
know.
mean? Like it's gonna be like the most plain. Well, it can't. I mean, he's probably gonna probably have some type of his name's not gonna be John
Yeah,
Smith, obviously, but like
yeah,
like The Rock's name is Dwayne Johnson,
sure. Yeah.
and there's other people. Oh, there's other actors too that have like really cool names, and their real name is like, oh, that's why you wanted to go with Turbo.
Right.
Anyways, we should look up Turbo's real name. I bet it's something I can't pronounce.
Turbo. I bet it's something like Ozymandias or something. I don't know. I bet it's something.
Anyways, the other person I want to talk about was CT because last week, obviously, endurance is not going to be his thing anymore unless he somehow gets miraculously in shape in the next couple weeks, which is not. That's going to be a 6 month process, not a 6 week process. Um, he can obviously still do puzzles, and he dominated this one with
America.
America, right? So he can still puzzle it up. We said it last week. If there's a lot of more puzzles, which we've seen happen in the challenge nowadays, he might be okay.
Um,
But
I
endurance is
will
going to take him
say
out.
that CT was at least CT. Like I was genuinely disturbed and upset on episode 0.
Other
And
people, well, episode 1, other people were too.
yeah, not just being like his body, but it's like, oh my God, I don't want to see CT and Anissa being on the same par competitive wise. I'm
Oh, hell
sorry. It
no.
just
Right. Oh, God.
freaks me
Yeah.
out. It's upsetting. Tonight, at least, CT was CT.
Right.
His personality seemed like himself. He seemed like himself. So I feel a lot better about that. And
Yeah.
I'm a lot more hopeful that given the right challenges and moves, and if things work in a certain way, he won't totally suck. I mean, he's not going to be able to win it. He's just
Hmm.
not. But hopefully he'll still be a fearsome competitor and a threat, like a recognized threat, because I don't want to see CT, lose it all. It's like watching Kara lose it all to me, like Kara coming back like out of shape and not, it's like, what are you doing? You're the face of the
Right. But it's
channel.
at the same time, it's the reason why professional athletes aren't playing past 35. Ugh. And that's like, if you're 35 and still in any professional sport, you're considered the old man. Now,
Well,
yeah, but what here we have CT in his 40s, and we're expecting him to do things that he did in his 20s. So we have to also have that realism to it. Like we have to be realistic about this. He's not going to be able to do what he did then, but he could have come into the house in much better shape. I'm going to be 40 in, God damn it, less than a month. So yeah, in August. Oh, it is August. We're already in August. Oh my God, yeah, way less than a month.
less
I
than
thought we were in
two
July
weeks,
still.
right?
My God.
August. Wait, is it 18th,
It's
19th?
the 18th. You're right. Yep. You nailed it. Yeah. So yeah, it's coming up. So big celebration dinner this weekend though, because my parents are coming into
Yay.
town. So to meet the new baby and to
50, 50. Let's start a rumor that Dan's 50, right? Like
I'm
he's
turning
really good
50
looking.
this
Yeah.
but no, my
That's what
point
I
is
would start
I'm turning
doing.
40 and I can still keep myself in okay shape to be on the show. CT has gone like way the other way
Yeah.
in his
There's
40s
a
here. So
difference between, first of all, there's a difference between professional athletes that are like abusing their bodies nonstop for a certain amount of time that only do one thing, like hockey.
right.
And CT, they're getting a little more, they're getting a little more diverse of things that they have to do, especially now, as
Right.
we said.
They're not putting their body through hell the
They're
entire
not putting their
challenge.
body through as much hell. And second, like, it's not everyone over 40 that's completely out of shape. It's not just like after 40, you're done for. The other guys in
Yeah,
his age.
bananas looks fine. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody else, Derek, they all look fine. And Turbo is closer to
He's
CT.
30. I think we found out last week he's 37. So yeah.
Okay, well, it's safe to say we love CT. We're not trying to shame him, but it is safe to say he's let himself go
Oh yeah.
at this point. And not that he won't bounce back, and not that he can't still make a good showing. Now I feel a little better that he can at least. But the other thing is, if you're CT and you're a hot athlete and you have your self-esteem has to take a hit. That's where I'm just saying I don't want to see a sad CT too. Not that I'm saying he's sad per se. The point is, I was happy to see a CT-ish CT this week.
Right.
That's yeah, there was some spark of
Sad CT if you're still
sad
listening.
CT.
Sad
No,
CT. Oh, sad CT. All
no
right.
sad.
Anyway, basically anything else for the daily challenge before we get into kind of the results of this whole thing? Anything else you saw there that you want to talk about?
No.
Okay. I wrote those cars are literally flying by. I
Yeah.
couldn't see SHIT is what I wrote down.
No, me
Um,
neither.
so the final two that don't solve it, it's Derek C and Tay. They get second to last, and then Derek K and Blue end up getting dead last. So Blue is automatically, since it's a women's daily elimination or whatever elimination week, she's going into that elimination. However, now TJ announces that the winning team is Turbo and Leica, but they aren't going to be able to save somebody this week. The thing they get to do this week is because there's one hangnail, they get to decide. The jury gets to they get to pick one other person for the jury. So it's basically the jury only gets a 50-50 shot here. So they decide to save or they decide to put in Tay. So now it's either Tay or Adrian. I know I'm not pronouncing the way CT did, but it's good. The jury only can vote for those two people. So I thought that was an interesting thing. Instead, now I think next week though, Pamela, it'll go back to where the winning team
Oh,
will now get to save somebody. I think it'll be every other week because they'll have that hangnail. When they don't have a
I
hangnail, I think it'll just be they get to save somebody versus maybe I'm wrong and
I
we'll
thought he
find out.
said from now on,
Oh,
like
did
that
he
was
say?
just
But we'll find out.
I thought he did.
Why did they
Don't
make it then
hold me to
one week?
that.
Why? Because it's just the first episode. Then I guess.
Yeah, there
Whatever.
wasn't
Let's see what happens next week, and we can then then we'll know for sure. We'll know
there
for sure
wasn't
after
anyone
episode
to
three what
make
they're
it a
doing.
vote against. So the winning team, I think, is going to pick the team that's the possible
To go,
thing,
but then
and
and then the
then
jury only gets a
yeah,
50-50 choice. We'll
yes.
see. And we'll see if
I
that's every
do
week
think that
or if
he
it's just
said
this
from
week.
now on, and I don't mind it. It sort of mixes things up. I don't know.
I
I
don't know.
don't
I
know.
just want more. Look, it's an hour and a half episode. Give me more drama stuff. And they do. They do. We're gonna get into it right now. They give us plenty of drama stuff tonight, so it was fun. They go to tonight. I wrote it down tonight because you said they went to Domingo
Yes.
last week, which someone in our comments told us that that is Spanish for Sunday, which I knew that because I took
Okay.
Spanish. I just didn't put
Sábado,
it together.
domingo, lunes, martes,
Martes,
miércoles.
miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Right, we know them. We got them. But my point is, this week they went to
Depende.
Patio El Rodeo, or maybe
Okay.
Rodeo. Who knows? That's where they went this week.
Rodeo. So it's
Rodeo.
not,
I don't know, but
so
they're at this place.
Domingo wasn't a stupid like Ice Cube made up for them because he obviously was paying his tab, as we'll get into with the fight that happens later.
Oh
So
my
they
god.
are going to real places in a bus. I wonder if they're just
Yes.
renting them
Now I
out. It's
don't.
like,
I are they shutting? They're probably buying out because I have it. I do events. In LA.
uh-huh.
On Saturday nights for a photography company that I work for. And a lot of these events that I go to in these clubs or in these restaurants or bars, they buy out the place for the night. And so it
Or at
can
least a
just be them. So
section.
I assume it's the same concept for what they're doing. Back in the day, of course, they just would just go in with the general public, kind of like
Right.
Jersey Shore used to do. And that made it more fun because then you got them interacting with the general public and it was more fun.
Amazing.
But now they don't do that. So it's kind of whatever, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, uh, da, da, da,
But
da.
yeah, let's talk about El Patio Rodeo.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so uh, real quick, Turbo gives a gift for bananas, like they're gonna be buddies. Now that was fun. I mean, I just
It
fun. I
was
want
really
fun.
funny.
Give me more stuff. Yeah, give me more stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's great. I
So
love
that's
that.
where I was like, Turbo's trying, and he was funny. He's getting it. I can't, I still have a lot of empathy for how difficult it would be to like get the subtle humor in a second language or even third language, for all I know, with
Right,
Turbo.
and give Turbo credit the fact that he can speak
Yes.
English as well as he does. I mean, my God.
And
But
yeah,
the other thing, Pamela, that I love is Blue wants Tay. Blue makes the announcement. We're gonna into a bunch of fights too in a second here, but Blue makes the announcement in the club or the bar or the restaurant, whatever bar is. She wants to go against Tay. And do you remember what the reason was?
they're similarly sized.
Yes, and then she added to it. She added one more thing. She says she's faster than Tay.
Oh,
How the my whole thing was how does she know this? Did they do a side by side where they ran again? They did ran a track meet. How do you know you're faster? Like honestly, if I look at a
right.
guy that's my similar build, I'm not saying someone that's bigger than me or whatever, like yeah, okay, I'm probably faster than them. But like she literally says the first thing you nailed it, Pamela. She says, I want similar in size. If I'm similar in size to somebody, how do I know I'm faster than them unless I actually
Well,
race them? And my point is literally, we're going to find out Tay literally out endurances her, but that also go, maybe a little more speed to her too. Like, what are we doing here? That's not a reason to go against someone. That's my point. But go on, yeah.
so I'm assuming, and you know what they say about that, but I'm guessing. So I'm guessing and assuming that Blue, this goes back to that very first up the mountain, down the mountain. Didn't
Okay.
Tay or Izzy, someone won that? I'm assuming Blue beat her, and that's why she's thinking she's faster than her. She might be basing it on that.
So so Tay finished way before Blue did.
Oh, well, then I don't know why Blue's decided
I
she's
don't know
faster
either
than
because
Tay.
Tay selected CT, whereas Blue had the bottom of the barrel and was with Derek C for that first week. And the only people lower than them were a few other teams.
Okay. So there's no reason for Blue to assume she's faster than Tay. She
I
just
don't know.
decided
It was just very interesting. I just didn't know where that comment. I get you're definitely similarly sized.
they are.
I don't know where the fast thing came in. And then like also I always bring this back to what I said last week. Like you don't know what the damn elimination is going to be. I
No.
guess you want to give yourself the best possible chance. So I
Yes.
guess having someone similarly sized to you just in case, but
In this instance, it actually did make sense.
it
It
worked
wound up
out.
because
She could have won it. Yeah.
I thought back to exactly what you said last week about don't try and pick the smaller guy because you don't know how that's going to work out. But in this situation, if it was a
100%.
much bigger person, they would have had an advantage.
Yeah, the size thing worked out well for her,
Yes,
but
it
like
really did. It really did. And they both, this was a great elimination. Well, we'll get to that. So anyway, so back to El Patio Rodio.
well, let's talk about really quickly here. Let's talk about Leo versus Derek C.
Okay.
Well, I called this from the start, right when I met Leo, when he literally was in the interrogation room on episode 0, and he's like, I can't take this stuff seriously because they want him to say the line, like, why are you here? And he
Right.
starts laughing. I knew right away this guy he's not going to play the social game. He's not going to try to like make sure that he actually has people in an alliance. He's just not going to do that. Either I'm not saying he's dumb, but he just doesn't get that part of the game. And I'll be honest though, Pamela too. I don't. He stole a drink from Derek
He did
C because
steal
it
a
was a
drink
two
like
for
at
one.
the
So
end
like
of the line, at the end of
but
the line.
of course they don't really they don't fully explain what really happened because but yeah, they both come off looking ridiculous. Like
Well,
and they're drunk. I mean, look, we're getting drunk fights again, which is great. Like these people, when Will's going to be another perfect example of what happens when you drink too much and your emotions get the best of you. Like we so applaud. Yes, let's clap it up because people say, Dan, you're always bitching about the show. No, this is good. Good. I don't care if it's a stupid fight at this point. This is great. I don't know what it was about. I don't really get it.
I love
Yeah.
a drunk fight, but this brings us back to the pasta or the spaghetti. Like that, then there was a
What
flip
is
and
this going
Tony
on? Yeah.
before I got sent home. It's like we've definitely seen on the show things spinning out of control when too much drinks and competition is all riled up. I'll agree with you that this was so dumb, and they both came off looking dumb because in the beginning of this, I was like, Jesus, Derek, shut up. Like, who cares? What
Yeah.
are you
Right. I was
gonna
like,
start a
okay.
big thing? But then I was like, oh shit. Then it swung around and I was like, this dude like pwned him. He like pretended it was 2 for 1, took a drink and Derek
So
like
like, but
that's
that was what I
not.
was confused. So was it not 2 for 1 at all? Like, why would Leo
No,
say
I
it?
think he like straight up stole a drink. Was I think the joke or goal, like whatever, if we're giving him the benefit of the doubt, was that it was like, hey bro, it's 2 for 1. So I'll take this one. You're gonna get another
You're
one
gonna
for
get another
free.
one anyways. Yeah, that's what I was like, so
Right.
then my
And
first thought
it's
was like,
like,
well, why is Derek
wait,
mad I know it's 2 for 1, so maybe he just wanted to have two drinks. But if it
no,
really
if it was
wasn't two
two
for
for
one and Leo
one,
is just making up that narrative, then that's ridiculous
I
too.
think I think that's what it came to be because that's when Anissa, so when they're breaking it down, then Anissa's like, but why would you think one's
Right. They
true?
did
Even
try to
if it
get
was two for
but
one,
then Leo never would like give an answer. So I was like, what is happening here? Like Leo never said I lied to Derek
we
to
have to
get a
get to the
drink.
bottom of this. And I'm actually, God, I'm so excited to have a show that I like this, that's got myriad podcasts to listen to.
Right.
I'm going to listen to things and learn about the breakdown of this fight
Of
because
what
I want to and I can't
right.
wait. And I'm
Well,
excited.
if you do find out what maybe really happened, because it's always going to be he said, she said, or he said in this case, then we can talk about it next week briefly. But yeah,
My
it's just such a random.
prediction is that Leo thought he was joking around. And it's like if you went up to I guess,
I
guy,
get the
you
concept
went up
now,
to someone at
Pamela.
a bar and said, "Oh, they're 2 for 1. I'll take this one," and you no harm, no foul. You just
Yeah,
work
it's you
like
still have to pay for the other
exactly.
drink. Yeah.
But that I think was not true. So therefore, it was just you bought me a drink. Ha ha ha. I don't think it was necessarily horribly malicious. Like stealing is more of an intense word than I would use for that. But if I were already kind of defensive and pissed and someone did that to me, I could see reacting like Derek. I could also see Will, who we know doesn't take too much too seriously, um, being
Will,
like,
well, Will's going to be the next guy we talk about. But yeah, go
sorry,
on.
Leo,
Oh,
being like,
yeah, Theo. Right.
No,
Wait,
not Theo. Who's this fight with Derek about?
Leo.
Leo, that's what I
All
said.
right.
So
I
him
thought you said Theo.
saying, no, so Leo not taking it, not thinking of it that way. I could see each side. At first, I thought they were both ridiculous. Then
Right.
I came on and was like, Derek's amped up. He just got shit on, and we have to go back to his conversation with Justin, where I, for one, sorry, I'm like interrupting myself and jumping through thought chains. So going back to Justin and Derek, who Justin won the elimination last week, and Derek, we had the flashback. Derek said, I'm not going to vote for you.
Yeah.
Remember? So he
Everyone knows.
had all
Everyone knows.
that
Yeah.
stuff. And then they have a conversation. Number one, my comment on that conversation is
I can't wait. This is gonna be great. I can't
okay, it's
wait.
gonna be
I think she's
this.
pausing for effect, everyone. I think she's doing this on purpose right now. Get
I
ready.
am.
Get
So
ready for
what I
this
think
thought.
is I'm all for Derek C taking the like sweet boy gloves off. Like I didn't like that persona on his first, like he's everyone's bestie and we love little Derek.
Sure.
Like I think he got almost, I hate this word, but infantilized, a little like too precious, like Derek, sweet Derek. It's like he's a person. He can do shitty things too. So I'm almost happy that because there was one, I think he lost his sister. There was one
Oh
season,
yeah. He
maybe his
lost.
first season, where it was like, we can't say anything bad about Derek. Like Derek had the like adorable protected shield. And it's like, I'm glad that he's becoming more of a fully fleshed out person.
They do say blondes have more fun, and look, he's got blonde hair now, and he's having fun out there by
It, it
backstabbing and doing all kinds of crazy stuff on
it's
this show.
I
So there you
like it
go.
because he's a person. He's not just this precious little angel. And I feel like the first two seasons, it was like, we love Derek. Like we weren't allowed to not like him. Now we're seeing that he is a normal person and he can do shitty things as well. So having said that, I liked when he was like, I don't know, I met him 22 hours ago. But on the flip side of that, it's like, yes, but you also pulled him aside, chatted with him, and told him you
Yep.
wouldn't vote for him. So again, Derek is presenting himself, I like, as a real person this season for the first time to me. The other seasons, he's always just been like, I'm a loyal friend and a good guy. And if
Yeah,
you
I
say
think
anything
I mean,
against
look,
me,
I'm perfectly fine with what he did. Um, I wish he didn't have that long conversation with him saying he wasn't gonna like you're
right,
more than welcome to vote in anyone you want, but having that conversation made me like, well, then why'd you do it? I mean, conspiracy theory here. I mean, look, it looks like they're the only two gay guys in the house. Did production say, "Hey, we'd like
yes,
you guys to have a conversation"? I mean, as crazy as that might sound, because talk to him because you've been doing this for a long time on this show, and
yes,
he hasn't, and you're both gay, so have this
yes,
conversation. Like, let's not be
right,
like, let's talk about that. Like, that's probably why they had the conversation.
right.
Maybe Derek C was like, well, maybe I don't want. Okay, I'll just be nice about it. But like, if push comes to shove, like, I'm still maybe gonna have to go like turn against this
But
person.
he
Like,
did pull him aside and start the conversation. And the other thing is, I liked Derek C. This is where I don't have a very definitive, stance on this. I liked seeing him be like, to us, to camera, I just met this guy. What the fuck? Like, whatever.
yeah, but your
But at the
rebuttal every
same
time there
time,
is Pam is, well, then don't
well,
tell him
Justin
that you're
was
gonna
very
say
well
this.
spoken in that conversation, by the way. So Justin moved up in my esteem. And because Justin was like, look, he wasn't ranting or raving or throwing any fits. He was just saying, like, that was weird. You didn't need to pull me aside and tell me you wouldn't vote for me and then vote
Right.
for me. And I didn't love Derek's, well, love me, hate, like, you can hate me, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. It's like, just say you're sorry. It was kind of a shitty thing to do. And his lack of saying he's sorry, I was like, all right,
Yeah, I
Derek.
mean, I'm still like, I'm still kind of rooting for both of them. I don't really have a like, I don't necessarily care that Derek C did that to him. But at the same time, I also don't agree. Like, Derek, maybe later on in the show you could turn on him, but like literally, again, did they just copy paste that right in front of the thing to make it
Right,
look like it happened right at that moment? Maybe it was 3 days earlier, but the sound it looks like it was pretty chronologically in order. So come on, Derek C, like maybe wait a couple weeks
right,
before you have to. You didn't really need to turn on him in that moment. You could have. I'm sure the House wouldn't have been like, "Oh, Derek C, you're next
right.
for not voting for Justin." Like they're not probably not going to after day one. But
Or
anyways,
just concede that it was moderately shitty, even though we know we're not seeing the full picture. Like maybe he did apologize to him, but in the
he did
conversation we
say so.
saw,
Like when they were in the house, I believe at the beginning of this episode, he walks by and says
yes,
congratulations, and
he
just like,
does.
oh, thank you, and it's like, well, Derek, see, maybe that's when you should have been like, hey, man, look, like, uh, I stand by my choice. I feel bad that it went down that way. I'll try to be more honest with you. Like, but it's
No,
the
just I did
challenge.
what I
You
thought I
turn it
had
on
to
people. Who
do. I'm
cares?
sorry. Just you don't need to give an excuse either.
Exactly.
Just
Who
I did what
cares?
I
Yeah,
thought
I
was
don't know.
best for me. And I'm sorry. The I'm sorry is I shouldn't have misled you that I wasn't going to vote for you.
Yeah.
At the end of
Again,
the
yeah,
day, do
Derek
you
C.
owe
Like,
him
don't
your
do that,
vote?
man.
No,
Like, just
but
yeah.
to sit there and have someone express very rationally why they're unhappy with you and you go, all right, feel that way if you feel that way. It's like, that's not very accountable.
Yeah, he
Again,
should have been a little more accountable. Just because
he
why
should have
not,
said, "I'm
dude?
sorry that I misled you. I shouldn't have like led you to believe that I was not going to
Well,
vote for
that's
you."
a question like for Derek C. Like, hey man, why? Like, let's be like, just be honest with me, man. Like, why did you tell Justin you were gonna kind of like be on his team and
I think
not?
he didn't want to vote for him, but then I think when push came to shove and the numbers looked like they were going to shake out, like I get it, I get
You
it.
nailed it, Pamela. Pamela, that was a test. So why couldn't Derek C. just say that to Justin?
Right.
That's my point. Like, dude, I wanted
Right,
to.
but that's exactly, we're saying the exact same thing. Right. It's like, just say shit. I didn't want to and I didn't intend to, but then it looked like I was going to be the odd man out if I didn't. And fuck, I didn't want to be the odd man out.
Right. That's it.
Yeah,
And then we're done with
that's
this. Then we're done with this. All
exactly
right.
it. I don't think
Let's
it
move
was,
on. Okay. Let's talk.
okay.
Okay. Let's talk about something I do want to talk more about though,
Wait,
because what I thought I didn't see something correctly because that happens to me. I'm sure everyone's heard me talk on this podcast. Dan, what are you saw something a lot different than I did. At the club, I saw Anissa hold back Will. And I said, no way. There's no way. She grabbed his shirt and pulled him back down because he went like this. He's sitting down and he saw D and Bananas flirting or whatever they were doing. And he got up and he tried to get up and go after them. Or I don't know what he was going to, if she didn't catch him, I don't know what he was going to do when he got there, by the way. I was like, there's no way I saw that. Go back and watch. Do you remember seeing this or no?
of
I
course.
saw it.
I don't remember if she had, I mean, I
She
think,
grabbed his shirt and pulled him back down.
sure. I don't know if
You didn't see it like that? Okay,
I
whatever.
don't
My
know.
point is, my point is like, is he gonna go attack Bananas or
A
even
lot of
D? Like,
close enough that if you didn't see that correctly, something close to it happened. I don't know.
what happened? So I was like, there's no
Okay.
way. I was like, whatever. I must have. Then we get back to the house.
Let's go. Well, let's go back to flash rewind to earlier in the
Okay,
episode
sure.
when Olivia and Anissa are talking to Will,
His name is Will.
Will, Will, and they're saying, "Oh, are you single?" And he says,
Yeah,
the titular episode. There's someone I used to hook up with. Me and Dee, we used to hook up.
yeah.
He doesn't make it look like it's a big deal. I did wonder, is there some like club for reality stars? Like, where did he and Dee hook up? Were
Okay,
they
I got. So this is what I think happened. I'm
okay?
glad this is so good, Pamela. Later on in the episode, it is revealed that they hooked up in the hotel. He didn't say a hotel. Someone says that we hooked up in the hotel. And when they get on these reality shows and stuff, I think it happened like a week prior. I think it happened when they both got to Chile or wherever they were being held
Thank
at the
you.
hotel.
That makes so much.
That's what I think.
That
I
makes
don't
so
know.
much more sense. No, that
So my
makes
point is,
me.
Pamela,
There's a
but
so
this makes it
much.
worse on Will though. This makes it worse on Will because I think it was just like they made out. Maybe there was some handsy stuff. I'm not sure they even had sex, right? We don't know. I think they might have just fooled around, like made out and then saw each other naked and touched some things they might have wanted to touch. I don't know if they went all the
I
way.
like
My
your
point,
speculation. Then what
yeah,
happened?
that's my
Right.
speculation.
Then she
That
took
is
off
my
her shirt,
professional opinion,
kept her
Pamela.
bra on. I like your.
No, bra was off. Bra was off for sure. No, my point is, Pamela, I think it was a one-time thing in the Challenge Hotel, wherever they were being set up and being paid, having a paid-for hotel experience, one time. And he comes to the show thinking that it's going to continue to happen now, but she saw Bananas and was like, "Well, I want to see where that," or just whatever. There you go.
I think you are 1,000,000% right, which has
Wow, that's a
a
first on
few
this show.
things that
One
I'm
million
going to say.
percent.
Why is I still think he is over the top,
That's why that's why it's
horribly
even worse.
wrong.
I
But
thought
no, I
maybe they were hooking up for like 6 months before the show, right? And now he's upset. I get that a little more. He's still overreacting way too much because D and Will both said it's never a real thing. And Will, you should be saying that, especially because I think it was just one time in the hotel because you had a couple drinks, you feeling loosey goosey and started to make out. Who
the
cares? It's a
only
nothing hookup.
thing, the only thing that for me makes me understand Will a little bit better is the recency that it because
It's
Will also kept
recent, I
saying
think. Yeah.
I think it was, I think they go to a hotel before they move into the house. I think it was like two
That's
days
when I
before.
think it happened. Yes.
Right. Literally, it was probably like the rookies are in a hotel and they were probably flirty and hooky uppy for 2 days. Or again, it's like camp. You're in a nutshell or in a whatever bubble, and it seems bigger. Will, inexcusable, insane. I thought these modern men didn't behave like this. I thought the kids
Oh,
today weren't like,
I think the kids do act like this.
it is crazy. But so he's talking about it very casually then. I just kept so Will is like angry, even when he before he freaked out when he was like, I'm angry. I think that's when you saw, at least I'm like, what are you angry about? I could see being upset or hurt, but like chill. Jeez, man.
So Pamela, this is the best example that I can give is like, look, I back when I was single, I'd go on a date, right? And I thought I had a connection, like, oh wow, we had a really good conversation. Maybe we
Right.
even did a little smooching at the end of the date. And I'm like, oh, we're definitely gonna hang out again. And then either I text the next a couple days later or the next day say, hey, let's do that again, and then you never hear you get ghosted basically. I think it was more of that. I don't think D even thought twice, like, oh, this is
Right.
going to become a regular hookup for me. I think he thought more of it than she did. It happens all the time. Vice versa. Girls happens to guys, happens to everybody. You think
Right.
you have a connection with someone, you think it's going to be an ongoing thing or it's going to grow or turn into something,
Of
and it just
course.
doesn't.
No,
So
I
Will,
understand
just
the
relax,
human
dude.
emotions behind being upset that led him to that, but I think he really, 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 this is literally the example of toxic masculinity, where it's like, dude, it is 2025. Go to a therapist, get in touch with your emotions, learn to process this
Pamela, but
better.
see, times don't change. 2025, 1995. My point is, this is a guy, a young guy who
It's
drinks. He
unacceptable.
was
No, I think times do change. We're like more
hold on, no,
civilized.
in the regards to someone's natural reaction to something. Yes, times change as far
Like
as like,
anger?
so
Who's doing
hold
something
on.
wrong?
He's drunk as shit as well. We're forgetting that side of it. He's not thinking rationally. He's like 25 years old. He wanted to keep, he also says about D, she is my perfect type of girl. All right. And yes, he has anger management issues, but
Yes.
okay, just because you were born in 1990, 85 versus 2005, whenever he's born, right? You can have anger management issues no matter the time of you were born. Everyone
Don't
how
young men today have
how
more
you get
coping
help for that.
mechanisms?
Well, go on.
Can I make a PSA? Boys, young men out there listening, it's all right to cry. It's all right to be upset. You don't have to punch a wall. Like, it's just the
Well,
dumbest thing
Pamela,
I've
he
ever
did
heard.
cry as well as punch a
And
wall. So
punch a
you
wall, but
accept the fact that he's crying. The punch. You know how many? I had a friend growing up, and I'll never forget this. He had it when you walked into his bedroom, the door opened this way to a wall, and then the bedroom went this way. So like the door would go flush against the wall, then there's another wall this way, and the bedroom extended this way, right? In high school, he was dating a girl, and they got in a fight or they broke up for a bit of time. And I went over his house like pretty soon after that happened, and I opened his door to go in his room, and then we were just hanging. So I shut his door so we could have some privacy to like, swear or whatever we want to do that we didn't want his parents to hear. And I closed his door, and there's a hole in his wall, and he punched a hole in it. And he was a nice enough guy, but again, God, men are dumb. We don't handle our emotions well, especially when we're young. So I'm saying, yes, there's obviously he can go get help nowadays to fix these things, but adding alcohol to someone who's young and a man, I'm just saying, no matter what the time period is, 1995 or 2025, we react poorly. And now I've never punched a wall, but I was also a stick figure in high school. So if I did that, the wall would have eaten me alive. I'm just saying other dudes don't react, they react poorly, Pam.
I
That's all I'm
understand what
saying.
you're saying, and I still stamp it unacceptable.
Okay, well, that's
Control
fine. And
yourselves,
that's
man.
fine.
That's but what you're saying is like, well, we get upset and we hit our girlfriends. It doesn't matter. I
I
mean,
didn't
I know
say
like
that. I did not say
no,
that.
but hitting a wall, the urge to punch something is very like
Pamela,
fucking relax, man.
I'm not saying it's right, but like,
But I'm saying get over it. It's
well,
unacceptable.
no,
And like,
no, this was the most nothing
and he's
burger
not
hookup.
16. And but what I'm gonna say back to what we just uncovered, that it was probably 2 days ago. So then he's saying, like, it's the back and forth. What's she doing with this back and forth? So I'm assuming, hopefully, on this guy's side, that at least Dee's still sort of flirting with him and leading him on. That's why he feels like the rug's pulled out from under him, and because it's very
Well, we didn't see any. Unfortunately, we don't even the hotel hookup. We didn't. I don't. We haven't even seen Dee and Will interact on this show until
not at all.
You
So
got
to
an
us,
episode
it
named
just
after
seems
him.
insane. And this guy's punching things and like, I'm sorry. It is, I know that these are natural human feelings. I get it. But I do think there are better ways to channel your aggression. I understand he's young and drunk, but he's also not 16.
Emily,
And
you are everything you're saying is 100% correct.
yeah,
I'm
I
just saying that
still say
there's
unacceptable. Like it's not, and I like everyone's reaction. I mean, I like that so he does this shit, he's pulling this shit. Everyone just in their speeches to him, like, you are individually you and singularly you, and we love you for it. Anissa, everyone trying to talk him down is just hilarious because you see, like,
they needed someone like me in the house to go up to Will and say, dude, and, 'cause and I'll say this as if this is all facts, by the way, what I'm about to say to Will. Will, it was a one-time hookup in a hotel. Congratulations. She's a good-looking girl. You got some from a good-looking girl. She doesn't want to be with you. You weren't with her for 6 months. You weren't with her for a year. Even in those cases, get over it. It's not life
and
or death
imagine if
here.
you were interested in someone else and she was freaking out, like, Will is mine. Like, can you imagine how crazy she would be painted as if
Yeah, these
Will was
he was
flirting with
being
another
some of these people
girl?
were coddling the crap out of him during
They
this whole
were.
thing.
And that's what I think. Oh my God. I wish I don't have like the capacity to explain how upsetting this was to me, but I can't tell you how many times I've been in a conversation like this with a man. I'm just gonna say it, a man or a
Yeah,
guy or a loved one, a someone where they're like raging and psycho, and you're like, oh, let's look at it from, and there's always the person that's like, oh my God,
yeah,
let's
and
take a deep breath. And that's where I'm saying 1965, 1995, 2025, there are there's different.
but Pamela, and just to make sure my point was very clear here. See, you're telling me that this has happened to you in the past. I'm not saying any of it's right. I'm just saying no matter the time frame, there are guys out there like this that cannot control their
I think
emotions.
after 35, okay, let's even give it to after when you're an adult male. Let's call an adult male 30 because I'm giving a big wide grace here. I don't care anymore. That's my personal, is like the way they're like, oh, well, I get it. Again, if I was in college or all these things. At this point, if my husband's punching a wall, I'm saying, don't care. I ain't got no time for that.
No
Get over it,
kidding.
work it out,
No
get therapy
kidding.
or something. I don't know.
And
But
either they because I mean we have to like let's also remember CT back on the show, he was that rage guy. How
again,
many
but that
times he
was,
got
and
sent
I
home for things?
do think
But hold on. And now that I'm making your point here for you. Now that he's older, you don't see CT punching walls. Yeah, you're going to see him get into an argument here and there when he's standing up for himself or something, but he's definitely a different person. My point in this whole thing is young men that are drunk make bad decisions. And yes, we can grow as a society so that it doesn't happen as often, but you can only do so much where there's still idiots out there that are going to do things like this. And Will, congratulations. Yes,
you are that idiot.
in 10 years, you might not be the same guy. And good, you're gonna grow as a human. But let's be honest. This was not the time. You had a one-time hookup too. It's just so bad. It's such an overreaction from Will.
Yes.
Well, let's see if he can redeem himself. I don't know if he can. It's really
But
bad. All
as
right.
you said, I love though all the vets or whatever the fuck we're calling them. I'm just going to call them the
Well, they're
vets.
called vets. It's in the
The
title.
adult people, the olders. I loved all their reaction. Like, I remember the days when I was
Right.
punching things.
Yeah, right.
Because even all of them, even the most volatile CT, Bananas, Derek, all of them had volatility issues in their day. All of them now are like, these kids today. It is really fun to watch them. All the adult people being like, oh gosh, these kids, and not being a part of it. I did love that. That was a really fun part of this.
Yeah, just so that was all a lot to take in. This is so I don't even know why I should even bring this up, but I just said that I kind of just gave it away. Did you maybe I again maybe it wasn't me. All right, but maybe I miss saw this. Did you see Naya kiss her own vibrator?
Yes. So
Okay.
she was like,
Oh, did she kiss
Naya
it
gives
though? Is that a thing?
no. So Naya gives the
No.
greatest speech about how, which I was 100% with her. She's like, these guys, damn. There's none of them because of the immaturity, because of the
Well,
maturity level.
100%, I get what she was
Like,
saying. I just,
this
I just,
dude's hot. And she's like, I couldn't get sloppy cross-eyed drunk and want to touch any of them
yeah,
because of this behavior. That
100%. Yeah.
when you're maybe that age and you're like involved in it, it's more acceptable to you. Again, I think you reach as an adult or as a person or something. To me, I look at this and I'm not like, poor Will, he's been hurt. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you idiotic child? And that's just age.
Yeah.
So I think that's what Naya's expressing differently,
100%. Yeah.
saying, it's just you and me. I don't think she kisses her vibrator when she's alone. I think it was for effect and it was
No,
for,
no, I know. Either way, though,
I don't
I
think she
just thought
has
it was an
foreplay
interesting
with it.
choice. She could have just been like, "Oh, this is my girl," but I'm pretty sure she made lip contact with it. I just
She
thought it was
did.
an
It was,
interesting thing that she
I
did. All
thought,
right,
go Naya.
that's all I have until we get to the arena. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Um,
More than welcome to.
Will is angry. I just kept writing like Will be
Will was
okay.
angry. That is
Love
true.
Naya. And then someone said, I think it was Blue, like, don't put a target in your back. And I was like, Blue.
In your
And then we have
Yeah,
to
that's good.
talk, but then
Right
eliminate.
inside there.
So before we get to the actual elimination, we have to discuss that. So apparently, and I think this falls under the UK umbrella, Adrian, Izzy, and Tay are best friends. And like in an alliance.
Pamela, yes, that's what the story's trying to tell us. They met on the damn show 3 weeks ago, and now they're best friends. I have no idea if they have they've been with the one of them were they on Big Brother? Was someone on Big Brother together
No,
with
Blue and
somebody?
America were on Big Brother together.
Again, see, that's still not the people we're talking about though, too. Yeah, again, yes. So okay, Pamela, for the storyline, yes, they've been best friends since preschool. Who the hell knows? Yes, they're best friends. Great.
Okay, so
I,
those three, but it is good. This is how at least they're shaping out to me. We got to see Lekka a little more. These are just asides prior
yeah,
to
sure, sure, yeah.
elimination. I really like Lekka.
I
She
said from day
seems,
one, I said
you
she's my
did.
sleeper this season. I like her.
She
Yeah.
seems great. I really like Izzy, who also seems great. And I really like Tay. So these are the people that emerged as like, huh,
I like Tay
for
as
me, that
well.
the rookies that stood out. I think that those girls have a lot to offer. Um, and Gabe. Yes, I'm with Cara's partner.
That's Gabe.
Those
Yeah.
are the ones that I think that are some ones to watch of the rookies. But other than that, going into elimination, that's all I have to say. Oh, but Adrian wanted Michaela because her thing was that the vets are running this game, so I want Michaela.
Again, to a rookie on this show that's never watched this show before, because I doubt Adrian's even heard of the challenge before she was like offered the deal. She, oh wait, what's the challenge? What kind of challenge? How do I? Is it a cooking challenge? What kind of challenge is this?
Right.
Yeah.
Dating
So
challenge,
to
makeout
her,
challenge.
she knows Michaela's been on the show before, and that person's been here forever. Supposing no, there's different tiers of people that have been here. Adrienne or whatever we call
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Green.
Adrina. No, Adrini.
Name's
What the hell did he
Adrian.
call her?
He called her something straight, like Adrian. Adrian.
Adrian. I
Adrian.
thought it was a three-syllable thing that he said to her, but Adrian. That's three syllables to me. That's not what he
Adrian is
called her.
what we're calling her. He called her like
I
Adrian,
know. I don't know
Adrian,
what.
Adrian or something. He was calling her not for anyway.
Okay, moving on.
Um,
Let's get to the arena.
okay.
It's called Laser Focus. Uh, awesome. Like just, I mean, no, nothing else. Now, I love that they tied their hands. I like that they binded them because I do think if they had their arms free, there'd have been too much tackling to the ground and just wrapping up in a bear hug. And so producers, again, props to producers when they deserve it. They realize, well, that's going to really hurt the amount of laser beams they can get to. So let's make sure their hands are bind. As we know, they run these eliminations ahead of time with practice competitors and they make sure that the games work properly. So they probably did that and said, wait, they're just tying each up on the ground and it's becoming a wrestling match. We are trying to prevent that. They bind their hands together to prevent that. Great idea. Overall, super competitive for the size of both of them. I would love to see two guys do this, two beefy mother effers just going at each other. I thought that'd be really, and maybe they'll bring it back. One other thing I'll say is if you needed a break or wanted to get away from them, they had four pillars in the sand and it was inside the circle as well. And they started off behind one of the pillars and then the defensive player didn't know which side of the pillar you were going to come out of. So you had the leg up at the beginning so you could easily get that first laser. Between each one, if you got a laser and then went and hid behind another beam, waited again to the laser ports, but then popped back out and kept doing that back and forth there, you could stop them tackling you to the ground and then being lost in the sand. Just an idea. I'm not saying it would be more effective, but I think it could have been something fun. I think with especially with two bigger dudes doing this, I think that strategy might help you because a bigger dude, if he's sitting on you, how the hell are you getting up out of sand? Like you're just not probably. So something, just an idea I came across in my head.
I
Your
like it.
thoughts on the elimination?
I loved it. So I like a simple.
Right.
I understood the rules, get touched by the light. I thought that was a fun twist. They were bound.
And Pamela, I thought you had at first, I was like, oh, they have to hit it with their hands. No, any part of your body, which
Right.
made it so cool. Like you just said, yeah, your leg could pop out and get it. Yeah, it was your
Right.
head, right? It's so cool. Yeah.
Yes, I really liked it. I thought it was a clever and new twist on an old standby. You know, it was a version of something we've seen before. I really liked that in this instance, their sizes were really compatible because it made for a great competition.
Yeah.
This was one, as we said earlier, where the size did matter. And sometimes these are great, but it's just like someone's dumb. It's like Laurel versus Tiny, and
Yeah.
it just, is nothing. So it was really fun. It was a great fight. They both did great. I have to say, as much as I think Blue talks like a child star, I really liked her this episode. I agreed with everything she was saying and doing. I felt bad that she was put in this position. I'm blaming Derek. I mean, it's probably her fault too, but as a rookie that she had to go this soon. And she did great, but Tay did better, and
And what they actually did a really good job of in the confessionals and just in the editing. At one point, like Tay collapses to the ground in between. They had 3 rounds of this whole thing. I don't remember what. I was like, oh damn,
yeah,
Tay's getting gassed and Blue looks okay. I'm like, oh, there's no way Tay comes back from this. And then they also had confessionals saying things, but then they had confessionals saying the opposite, where they would say like, oh, it looks like Tay's got more gas than the tank. She's gonna take him. I'm like, no, it. I'm like, they're trying to trick me. No, it doesn't. It looks like Blue
yeah,
does. But then in the final round, obviously at the end, and I did catch another one little edit mistake. So I saw in round 3 that Blue only got 4 laser beams. Okay. Then Tay got to have her offensive try, right? And as soon as she got 5 laser beams, they went to a confessional or something that said, "Oh, I don't know if Blue's going to be able to hold her back." And in my head, I said, "She already won. She already has 5 on the board." And I was like, because I just memorized. Okay, Blue had 4, and then Tay at one point hit her 5th laser beam to take the lead, and then they went to a confessional of someone saying, "Oh, I don't know if Blue's going to be able to like win this." I'm like, Blue already lost. Like, maybe I missaw it, but like it looked like that's how they edited it a little wrong. And I was like, oh, she already won. And then she went up 10-4 at the end last one. My point is, um, Tay did great, a lot better than they made it seem
yeah,
like she was doing. They purposely
yeah.
showed her like dying.
No, the editing was good because it looked like it was neck and neck until it wasn't.
And it
And
was pretty neck and neck, but it's just like they really put emphasis on Tay collapsing to the ground and then showing close-ups of Tay like breathing really heavy. And I was like, oh, Tay's like really hurting here. But it was, in fact, they
yeah.
both were. Yeah.
And I like Tay's saucy personality too, though. She's like, whatever, I've had worse. Like, I'm not scared at all.
Oh,
I did like that
great.
both of them were bold.
And then even at the end, like what she said at the end, she was just like, yeah, I was never going to give up. And I love that, especially from a rookie. I want our rookies to perform. I want them to not give up. I want them to realize like us as the audience wants you to succeed, wants you to show us why you should be here, wants to say
Mhm.
what differentiates you from all these other new rookies coming in. And we saw Blue did give up at the end there a little bit where Tay just wasn't going to. So like Tay's on my big board now for rookies at least. Like I'm watching you. Like episode 1, I was like, "Ooh, I like this Dee and Sydney girl." But now they haven't really done anything this episode, and Tay kind of stood out, obviously for many reasons. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm
Mhm.
gonna go for Tay now. So we'll have to see. It's gonna change week to week with these
Yes,
rookies.
agreed.
Um, any other thoughts on the arena? If not, again, this episode was good, not great, but it was very solid, very good. And there's still so many things on the challenge that we haven't seen yet. So I just have really high hopes. I'm really excited.
Yeah. Um, no, I don't have any really, but that's it. I mean, I have a lot of little thoughts. I'm excited to see what pans out with D and bananas, like if that is a real thing.
Yeah, I'm excited
Well,
too, for sure.
yeah, we'll see. It was sad to see Blue go, which surprised me.
But I wanted Tay to stay
I
more
mean,
than Blue, so
I
like
was
it was
ultimately
okay,
okay,
you
but she
know?
put up a really good. It wasn't the in the beginning. My notes. It's like, ugh, Miss Kitty Kitty Purr, please take her out, Tay. And then by the end of her competition, I was like, Blue, you did good, girl. You
All
know,
right. No, no, she definitely performed better than I thought she would. In
yeah,
fact, at first, when they first started going against each other, I thought, oh, Blue looks stronger than Tay. Like she's a little more solid and she's really throwing Tay around when she's pushing her around. But then I saw Tay go and Tay actually on offense, like Blue on offense looked really strong, was kind of pushing Tay around. I was like,
mhm,
oh, this is going to be one-sided. But then when Tay did her first offense, she kind of pushed Blue around. I was like, oh, never mind. But at first it did look like, oh, Tay's because Tay
yeah.
looks a little skinny, a little more slender than Blue. But they're both super
They're
skinny
both
for sure.
tiny. I think Tay might be like 1 inch taller, so
Tay
she's
looks that's what I mean. Tay's a little taller,
yes,
but then a little skinnier too. Yeah.
right.
Anyways, yeah,
But yeah,
good times. Let the good
good
times
time.
roll. I'm in. I'm into this season.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, leave a comment for us in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Had some great comments last week for episode number 1. We'd love to see y'all back again, writing
Yes,
comments to us. Maybe we can start up reading one of the comments if we have
mailbag.
time. I mean, we ran long today, but
Yeah,
maybe we have time. We can read one of the ones we like because we were doing that one year and that was kind of fun getting the audience involved. So let's
yeah.
try that. We'll try it for next week. Leave your best comment you can. We'll read some funny ones. We'll read some ones maybe with some not nice things. Who knows? We'll see how we're feeling next week. But Pam, yeah, look out for the comments so we can find one we like for next week.
Okay,
We'll do
will
that.
do. And have fun with your family, Dan.
I will. I'm very excited. We're gonna do a bunch of family stuff this week, so
New members, old members, all of them. Have fun with them.
we're gonna have a good time. All right. See y'all next week.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.